Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Sorry I haven't uploaded in a while. I haven't been particularly myself, and I really haven't picked up a paintbrush in about a week and a half or so, because I because I got bored of waiting for this shit to come. Yep, so I finally got some of that. That means I can move on doing some things. But I'm going to show you what I've been doing while I've been off camera. Kind of. I've actually got more done than what I thought when I looked at it. So the first thing I'll show you is my veterans, as we have the bog standard guardsman here and the veteran. I'm just going to point out the differences, so you know, and why not, and plus I just wanted to show them off. And let's get my pokey of doom, and basically just point out, well, explain the reason why I wanted these guys to look different to the rest of the guardsmen, which I have in my army. So I wanted the veterans basically to stand out. I didn't want them to be, excuse me, I didn't want them to be the regular Joes of the army, so I wanted them to look different. So as we can see, notable differences: this guy has a beret, he's got modelled on carapace armour on the knees and on the elbows, and he has this white stripe which indicates like he's like a veteran. And so I wanted them to stand out so they're more noticeable, so I don't have veterans looking like this. Follow the same paint scheme as I would normally do, but sit better on the back. But on the trouser legs in a black, and the coat in the normal graveyard earth tone. So I just wanted them to really look different, and I wanted something different to paint instead of just going all green, all brown, bit of silver, done. And the skins. So that's what the differences to my veterans are. So we'll get the entire squad together now. So this is the unit which was missing from my army review list the other week. So here's the Voxcaster, some more regulars. Let's get all the regulars out first. So we've got all the regular veterans, all with the berets on. I've also stuck on them, I think this one's got them, to make them look more veteran-y. I've given them extra bits of kit on them, just to mix them up a bit more from the regulars. So that's all the regulars, and I gave all the regulars bayonets because they look cooler, but they probably will snap off very soon. So that's the regulars and the Voxcaster from. Then I salvaged my 2 plasma gunners from my special weapons team, and I made a sergeant with a plasma pistol. So this unit's got 2 plasma weapons in it. All got the berets. I quite like the, I don't know if you can see it too well on the camera, but the going from red to a glowing orange for the plasma. All of them have got symbols on their shoulder pads to show that they're veterans. And in that case, they just look really good as units. So I'll put up I'll take some still pictures and I'll put them on at the end. So that's the veterans. The next thing I wrote down was my the first of the 5 scouts. I just go do the heavy weapons to these guys. Do not compliment me on the flesh tones. I'm not very good at doing the flesh tones, but I love the scout kit. But with Space Marines, there's always 2 tones for the armour colours. So you got, for the Templars it's black and white, but with the scouts you have a cloth colour as well to put in. So I didn't want to put like a brown, a beige, a sandy teal colour in, because it would just draw away. So I've gone with a light grey, highlighted it, washed it, highlighted and washed it. So that brings that up. The standard red bolters with all the ammo pouches and holsters in a brown tone, like so. Picked up some of the headlight things they have on their heads. They look really good and they're put together as a unit. And with the classic red bolter, because red bolters just look cool than normal bolters. So that's the 5 scouts which I've been working on. what else have I been working on? It's not finished, but I've been working on my Hades breaching drill. It's actually not that big. Let me put a scout next to it. I mean, that's how big it is. It's puny. It's a little dirty tank, but I started with the base colours. We've done the blades on the what do you call it? The cutter. So I went over them with a dark metal, washed it, dry brushed it with a light dry brushing of the rust effects. Then I went over it with a dark metal, so it looks like it's been used. And if you use any metal materials in a damp environment, they will rust or you use them, so it gives it that worn, damp look on the blades with the rust. And I went over them with a brown wash just to give them that grimy look. Other than that, I haven't done much on the actual drill. I've painted up the conveyor belts black and the tracks are now black. I mean, look at it. It's puny when you compare it to a Scout. So yeah, that's the Hades breaching drill. This is my answer to Mike Scott's gaunts for Warhammer Mania. I've painted up 5 Devastator Marines, all with heavy bolters, because strength 5 AP4 rounds are just cool. So yeah, so that's my answer to Mike Scott's Endless Swarm of Gaunts. I quite like these, the way they turned out, especially the feed belt. I was going to do the feed belt black, but I wanted some metallic colours on these just to break them up. So you got the feed, picked up bullets, picked up some of the details on the control panel on the back, some of the cabling in by the actual gun, you can't really see that, but the safety on and off triggers, and there, that's the 4 heavy bolter Marines. And I did a sergeant. There's going to be another 5 standard guys with these with bolters to go. I just haven't painted them up yet. And here's my sergeant. He's got the Signum, a pointy finger of doom, and a stone bolter. I didn't really want to give this guy a bolt pistol or a bolt gun because a bolt gun's like 2 points. A bolt pistol's just useless for a ranged unit. So I gave him the stone bolter, which is like 5 points. So he's got 2 shots at 24 inches, which is, I want to make use of every model in the squad, which is great. And plus with the other guys with the bolters as well, which they come with standard, it's going to be a really nice firepower unit. Oh, I'm trying not to burp. So yeah, so the sergeant is actually useful at range for a change. So that's my heavy bolter team, which I've done. I'll put more stills of them. I've painted something else, but I can't find it. I really can't. Where was it? Here they are. Alright, I knew I did something. I made some custom stone guard. I will only show you the 5 real interesting ones, because the others are just basic guys with bolters. So we have a guy standing up with pointing his gun like a pistol with a combat blade in his arm. We have this guy with the Auspex. We have this guy kicking his heel up on a stone, and if it will focus, he's kind of like kicked his foot up on a stone and he's firing away. And these tabards are all from the Black Templar conversion kit, which I managed to find and get hold of on the cheap. I never really bought this in the start. I wish I did, because all my Templars have this. We have the first plasma gunner. These guys are riddled with detail everywhere. The lanterns, the lot. Another regular Joe there. Another plasma gunner. Some of the heads are really cool for these guys, and my camera's falling over again. Some of the heads for these guys are really, really cool. So that's the other plasma gunner. We have the sergeant with his bolt gun, kind of like shooting away with one hand and his one fist clenched, and his sword in sheath down his one side. But I kind of move the leg, but so he's kind of got that more statured pose. It's not as easy as people say it is to do that. So that's the sergeant. Another regular Marine. Nice one's got the little Templar symbol on his forehead. It's like a spot to aim for to shoot. His combat blades, some scroll work from the conversion kit. And then the last two regular Joes of the unit. With the bolters with the special ammunition. I think that's what the Stern Guard have. I think that's actually it, guys. That's all I've got at the moment. Done for 40k wise. I got a Malifaux video coming up. I might do a painting tutorial on this dude, my priest. I haven't thought about it yet. And next video I'll be showing off some of my terrain I've been working on. So please comment, rate and subscribe, or like. It's not called rate anymore. Please like, sub, share, and leave some feedback in what you thought of my work, which I've done so far. And I know it was quick, guys, but I'm really got a lot of time. I've got people coming down, things to do, people to see. So take care, guys. I'll see you next one. Toodles.